The Aniimo Beta 2 is officially live. I'm Zenpack, and I've spent my first 2 hours diving into the vibrant world to see if it lives up to the hype. We're covering everything today, from the stunning character creator to a boss encounter that nearly ended my run. Let's get to it! Before we get into the world, we have to talk about the hardware, because Aniimo is surprisingly demanding for a cel-shaded title. I'm running this on an Intel 13700K paired with 32 gigs of DDR5 RAM, so on the processing side I'm well above the curve. However, my GPU is the AMD Radeon RX 6750 XT. While that's a solid 1440p card, it actually falls just a bit short of the beta's recommended specs, which are calling for an RX 7800 XT or equivalent. I wanted to highlight this because even though I meet the minimum requirements easily, failing to meet the recommended GPU tier meant I had to be mindful of my settings to keep the frame rate stable. You'll see some of that optimization struggle in the footage, but it goes to show that if you're planning on playing this at launch, you're going to want some decent overhead on your graphics card. One thing I did that helped was just adjusting down my shadow specs. This cleared up nearly all of my other performance hiccups. Before you even step foot in the world, you're met with the character creator. For fans of the anime genre, this is a massive win. The lighting, the cel shading, it's visually stunning. I had a lot of fun just finding a look that fit my vibe. It captures that high-end gacha aesthetic perfectly, and it's honestly one of the most polished creators I've seen in a while. Then comes the big choice, your starter. You have the choice between Helion, a lion creature, and Lunara, a fox-like creature. I went with Lunara. I've always been partial to the fox aesthetic, and she just fit the identity I wanted for this character. Seeing her rendered in the actual game world is where you really see the engine shine. Her movements are fluid, and the scale of the world against your character just feels right. Let's get into the core of the gameplay, twining. This is a mechanic that defines the game's identity. In Aniimo, you aren't just standing on the sidelines giving orders, you are literally linking your soul to your team. The most stunning part of this is the ability to become your Aniimo during battle. When you twine into them, you take full control of their movements and abilities, shifting the perspective and allowing you to feel the weight of their attacks. For traversal, it's a game changer. I found myself twining into Lunara constantly to navigate the terrain. Her speed and verticality make exploring the open world feel incredibly fluid. The swap between character and Aniimo is seamless, there's no hitching when the perspective shifts. But here's a utility tip. Your ability to stay in that twined state and the skills you can use while merged are level and rank locked. Your character has a rank, and your Aniimo has a level. You need to progress both of them in tandem to unlock the full potential of this mechanic. You can't just have a high level Lunara and expect to use her ultimate traversal skills if your own character rank hasn't caught up. It's a dual progression system that forces you to grow alongside your team rather than just being a passenger. Now let's be transparent, this is a beta, so bugs are part of the deal. I ran into several visual hiccups, specifically Aniimo portraits failing to load in the menus and some minor wall glitching in the rocky areas. It's nothing game-breaking, but it's a reminder that it's still a work in progress. Even on my 13700K, I noticed some optimization stutters when entering new zones. Keeping in mind that because I'm also running a 6750 XT and not the recommended 7800 XT, this could be due to some of that as well. I spent a huge chunk of my time just wandering and catching everything. My standout favorites so far? Emberpup and Lunara. Their synergy is incredible for early game. Between them you can cover a huge variety of elemental weaknesses. Also, don't ignore the eggs. I hatched multiple during this run and the stat rolls seem to be much higher than the wild catches. I ended my session with a reality check. Tubster. I went in way under leveled and it was a total slog. I had to lean on my healing abilities just to stay in the game while utilizing the break mechanic to stagger him and swapping to Lunara to use her ability for big damage. At multiple points during the battle, Tubster nearly took out my Emberpup and Lunara. Now this is where things got expensive. I had 2 Zenith pods, the Aniimo equivalent of a Master Ball. In the heat of the moment, I reverted to my muscle memory for catching normal wild Aniimo and just chucked one. Big mistake. In Aniimo, for a boss, once you fully defeat them first, the game gives you a UI menu to select your pod. You don't just throw it right after you defeat the boss. So yeah, I effectively launched a 100% guaranteed ultra rare capture device into the dirt for absolutely no reason. After a brief moment of internal screaming, I finished the fight properly, used my last Zenith pod through the actual menu, and secured the catch. Let my wasted Z-pod be a lesson to all of you. Read the boss prompts. Aniimo is looking like a standout for 2026. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like and sub, it really helps the channel grow. Other than that, join our growing community in the links in the description. Let me know your starter choice in the comments. I'm Zenpack, and I'll see you in the Zen Zone.